Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope. A lot of big things happening in wrestling right now, but I need to address something because it's happened over the last couple of nights of wrestling, and who's to say that it doesn't happen in AEW because they'll just claim every ex WWE person. So we've talked about it here on the channel. R-Truth is no longer with WWE. I said my piece about it. I don't think it's a racial move. I think it's a contractual thing. It's unfortunate. R-Truth's in his 50s. He faced his childhood hero. He put over a guy on the way out. He did good business. It was a fun ride. He came in 2008, second half of his reign across WWE, 17 years, an incredible run for him. No shame in it. I think the way he framed this tweet might have freaked a little people out. Now, obviously, the close proximity to the John Cena match and him, facing John Cena in his final year, and then R-Truth a week later being gone is a little bit jarring. But I didn't think it was some sort of criminal act. So I wasn't surprised when I started seeing "We Want Truth" stuff, and then people chanting "We Want Truth." But then it happened during the women's Money in the Bank match. Then it happened during CM Punk it happened during multiple matches and multiple segments on this show. It was "We Want Truth." There was a "We Want Truth" chant at NXT. Okay. First of all, you guys are all lying to yourselves. You guys are all lying to yourselves. You guys are just trying to commit to some, fad or something like that. I almost think it's kind of like insulting to R-Truth. You guys don't want R-Truth. Guys, this isn't fucking Cody Rhodes, okay? R-Truth, I love him. He's a goddamn national treasure. The minute that if WWE acquiesces to our demands, what, you think R-Truth's going to be a fucking WWE champion? The fuck are we doing here? And for you people in Tulsa, Oklahoma last night, when you've got Stephanie Vaquer and you've got Liv Morgan and Ivy Nile having a banger match, and you're chanting "We Want Truth." CM Punk, who never wrestles on Monday Night Raw, wrestling with Chad Gable, El Grande Americano, and AJ fucking Styles. The first time that AJ Styles and CM Punk have locked up in a wrestling ring in 20 fucking years. And you guys are chanting "We Want Truth." What the fuck are we doing? I love R-Truth. Make no mistake about it. You can go look at my social media and see how many times that I said R-Truth is a goddamn national treasure. But can we stop with this pity party for him? It happens. I'm sure he's not losing fucking sleep over it. It's business, man. The guy's in his 50s. He had nothing more to do in WWE. Does it suck with the timing? Does it suck with what happened? Sure. But like I said, it's not some fucking travesty or a hate crime. And for people spending $200 in multiple things, when we complain about, how much WWE is complaining about surcharges, and you're going to these events when, people like CM Punk and, AJ Styles are doing stuff that they haven't been in a match, and you get to some of these dream matches. Stephanie Vaquer is making her main roster debut, technically, and you guys are chanting for R-Truth, a guy who, largely before he came back and had that run with, that it was a fun thing with the 24/7 championship. He made us laugh. I think that this is like, just, goodbye, or like, I think, what was it? Graduation goggles. Like, if you guys have ever seen How I Met Your Mother and, you can't say goodbye to something, maybe that's what this is. But when I'm hearing "We Want Truth," guys, you remember back a year ago when we were training for "We Want Cody" because Cody wasn't going to get his match? And I know some idiot bloodline truthers are going to basically be like, yeah, you know what? That cost us Rock Room. Guys, we got a much better build out of it. At least with Cody Rhodes, they recognize it. What the fuck? Are you trying to get R-Truth to come back so he could be like, a fucking champion? Guys, R-Truth last won a singles championship by accident. Go look it up. It was right before WrestleMania in 2019. He won a championship, the United States Championship, by fucking accident. He got his token of appreciation at WrestleMania last year when he won the Raw Tag Team titles, and he was a World Tag Team Champion with The Miz. But we knew that wasn't going to last very long. The guy had a ceiling. Hey, maybe he could have been utilized differently, but he was typecasted into this role as, kind of this buffoon. And you know what? He did a really good job with it for a really long time. And I am very appreciative for everything that R-Truth has done for WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, Sports Entertainment. And hey, if AEW wants to go sign him, I think it would be one of the most disingenuous signings of all time, because all it would be doing is like you're trying to win the PR war. Yeah, I understand that optically it's not good, but you want to know why optically it's not good? Because he just wrestled John Cena, the world champion, in his final year. So yeah, in that respect, that doesn't look good. But for you guys to go to WWE events, go pay your hard-earned money just so you could chant, "We want truth"? Really? Really? I almost think that that's kind of insulting to R-Truth. Because what are you guys trying to accomplish? You're trying to win over the internet and trying to create this movement like Occupy Raw to change the booking. Why? Because you think it's Kofi Mania? Guys, R-Truth's in his 50s. He last challenged for a world title 15 years ago. That's not going to change anything. So it's like, what's your end game here? You're wasting your time. It doesn't mean anything. This is not that big of a deal. It sucks, but again, it is business. It is not some goddamn travesty or some sort of injustice against society that a guy I consider to be a national treasure and one of the more entertaining and charismatic people in WWE and a great locker room guy. That's what also sucks about this. But that, like, what's the end game here? You're going to try and bring him back? And he's going to go back to just jobbing out to people or just having backstage skits. Guys, that's all he was doing. It was entertaining. But be honest, if he wasn't facing John Cena, would it have mattered to you? Probably not. So I just found it really, really, almost kind of insulting, like I said, that all you guys were just like trying to just go to these events when you complain about spending all these money and all these surcharges. And you've got all these stars in front of your face. You've got Stephanie Vicaire in her debut match, and she got a great reaction. But in the middle of that match, I hear "We Want Truth." In the middle of some of these other great things that happen on this solid Raw, "We Want Truth." CM Punk's in a fucking match on Raw, which almost never happens. He's done it a bit this year because they're on Netflix, but you got CM Punk and AJ Styles in the same ring, and you guys are chanting for R-Truth? Really? Really? And that's not me disrespecting R-Truth. That's me telling you guys, do you guys hear how you guys hear yourselves talk? Do you guys hear yourselves chant? You guys wouldn't have batted an eye a year ago about this. This is not Cody Rhodes that we're talking about. This is not John Cena. This is R-Truth, a guy who really entertained us for a long time, had an incredible run. Let's not make this bigger than it is. That's all I'm trying to say. So I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll have a lot more coming. AEW is going to be on for 4 hours tomorrow. Okay. If something interesting comes out of it, I'll probably come on here, but who knows? Maybe they'll chant for R-Truth there. If that's the case, man, we've completely lost the plot. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.